Yes, people, welcome back to my channel, Albert JTV. It's been a while, man. It feels like it's been a while, but it hasn't really been, if that makes sense. Before I start the match review of yesterday's game, big game at Anfield, Liverpool 3, Arsenal 1. Just want to say a big thank you, really, to a lot of the Arsenal community, Twitter, on Instagram. Some of you I know personally, some of you I only know through social media. Your support's been amazing, man, because as you guys know, I'm not going through a few things outside of football and YouTube world in my personal life. So it's still ongoing. And I did say I'll still do my channel, but the content won't be that frequent. But I had to do one today. I wasn't going to do a video, but the game was too big to talk about, not to talk about it, shall I say. So yeah, guys, massive thank you, man. Honestly, bottom of my heart. So yeah, where do we start? Yesterday's game. So match review time. Liverpool 3, Arsenal 1. It's kind of a familiar scoreline, really. Sort of, even I go back to before the start of the season, and I said Arsenal's first 3 fixtures, realistically, 6 points out of 9 would be a very good return. In terms of predictions for yesterday's game, going into it, I actually went for Arsenal to get a draw. I just think our record at Anfield, even despite all the Arteta loving and optimism, this is still the same squad of players that took us to 8th in the Premier League last season. So realistically, looking at our record at Anfield, we haven't won there for about, is it 8-9 years? It's a long time. They've not lost there for over 3.5 years at Anfield now in the Premier League. Unbelievable record. But yes, I went for a draw. And when I saw the team lineup, starting with that, one thing I've always said about Mikel Arteta is that, for me, the good thing about him is that when we look at the Arsenal team going into Premier League fixtures, we never really know who he's going to pick. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. But then having seen the team that came out, I wasn't surprised to see Ainsley Maitland-Niles start because of recent times he started the big games. I was very, very surprised to see Gabriel not starting. Yes, you can talk about he's young, he's only just come to the Premier League, but in the 2 games that he started this season, I think he's been Arsenal's best player, for me personally. So, you know, we've bought these guys, irrespective of age, to be playing in these big games. And for him not to have not played yesterday, it did baffle me. I would question Mikel Arteta on that. To me, other than the fact that he might have been injured, that's the only reason he would not have played. But I didn't really... Yeah, I was disappointed to see Gabriel not start, for be honest. We brought back in Mohamed El-Neni. But then obviously looking at the team lineup, I thought to myself, we obviously know Liverpool are going to have a lot of possession of the ball, which I don't think would have been a surprise. And to be honest, how Arsenal would have set up. Let Liverpool have the ball, hit them on the counter, let's beat the press. But yeah, Liverpool obviously started well. Trent from their right-hand side was whipping in crosses left, right and centre. Robertson from the other side. I knew the fullbacks would have a tough job with the likes of Salah and Mane. Mane, of course. Yeah, listen, in terms of the contentious decision to whether it was a yellow or red for the tackle on Kieran Tierney, there was an incident even before that when he clattered into Bellerin. And then I've seen players get sent off for less. That's what I will say. So that could have gone either way. And if you got sent off, it wouldn't surprise me. And looking at it personally, in today's climate, in today's football, the way the officiating and VAR is, even though VAR took a night off yesterday, should have gone. But nevertheless, Liverpool were the better side. And yeah, I would say it was for me, it was a mixture of Liverpool being the better side and Arsenal, with the game plan, was to hit them on the counter, stay compact. It'd be up to Liverpool to sort of beat us, in particular through the wide areas, or trying to get in between the gaps between the midfield and the centre backs. But yeah, we never really had an opportunity in the first half to even sort of beat the press, and we did. to unbelievably, the one time we did do it, we went 1-0 up. Lacazette made a bit of a mess of it, but he still scored it. Because even the pass from Maitland-Niles wasn't a very good pass. I think he was trying to hit Willian. I mean, he badly miscued it, and then Andy Robertson mistake. Lacazette somehow gets enough on it. We go 1-0 up against a run of play. And the most disappointing thing, again, for any football team really or supporters, is when you go 1-0 up, that next 5 minutes after getting the goal to go ahead is imperative, is vital. And within 2 minutes, we concede. Again, the ball in from the right-hand side of the box, between Bellerin and Willian, not picking up the run of Andy Robertson. Sorry, not Andy Robertson. Sorry. No, sorry, I'm getting confused. So the first goal was obviously, Sadio Mane. Salah's got the better of Tierney, sorry. Has a shot. I think Leno should have done better, personally. I generally think he should have done better. Comes out to Mane 1-1. So only ahead for 2 minutes, which wasn't great. And we rode the storm. To go in at half-time 2-1 down only, or looking at how the game went in the first half, I think Mikel Arteta would have taken that. He would have been very disappointed the fact that we went 1-0 up and then conceded within 2 minutes. We didn't have any. There wasn't any aspect to that first half where we had a pattern of play, or where there were a number of times where we got Liverpool isolated. Aubameyang was quiet. Lacazette, hold up play, not great. Ainsley got into good areas of the pitch, but his passing, for me, was awful. The amount of times we gave away the ball. Yes, we're playing against Liverpool, we play a high press, but one thing that really stood out for me with Liverpool, yes, they're good in possession, but without the ball, they're excellent. Absolutely excellent. The way they press is madness. Top quality side, man. So we go into second half. Arteta's obviously had a word with them, and whether we gave Liverpool too much respect in the first half, possibly. Because in there we've got players to hurt teams, and we didn't utilize that in the first half. Although it was quite difficult, and people might argue the fact that we started with Xhaka and El Neni was the issue why we didn't create anything. So that leads me on to the second half. And we actually started. I actually thought we came out a lot better, a bit more intensity, a bit more spirit, a bit more progressive passing. Bringing on Ceballos for Xhaka, I believe it was essential. And you saw the difference when he came on. He's put Lacazette in, even though it was offside. But Lacazette, even with that opportunity, that was a poor finish. Really, really poor. And then he gets a very good opportunity, Lacazette. Oh, man. And you know what it is? I saw a lot of the social media activity after the game talking about certain Arsenal players, but Lacazette was one of them. And a lot of people were really being quite blunt with him. But you know what? I actually get it. I'll tell you why I get it. We've seen Arsenal week in, week out defensively. Individual mistakes, collective mistakes, defensive mistakes, week in, week out, or of a consistent basis, which make us either draw games or lose games. So when you want your strikers or your offensive players to do their job at the other end of the pitch, away to Liverpool, 2-1 down, 25 minutes to go, you've got to take that opportunity. It was a poor finish. You might give Alisson a bit of credit, but he should have scored. He should have done better. And that was crucial. Liverpool, again, had periods where they got into the game very, very well from wide areas. Again, Mane was a constant threat throughout the whole game. Gave Holding a nightmare. Now, Mane will give any defensive unit a nightmare, whether it's a back three or a back four, but I don't think particularly Rob Holding came out of much credit for Arsenal. That's my personal opinion. I thought Bellerin, I mean, even when, going a bit off tangent, but even when we played Fulham, and I saw a hell of a lot of tweets about Bellerin, now he's coming back, he's back to his best. And I'm thinking to myself, I must be watching a very different player, because I don't see that at all with him. Just, again, out of position, didn't offer us a lot offensively. Like I said, when Ceballos came on, we saw the difference there. He was willing to get his foot on the ball and be a bit more progressive in the passing. It was It's typical. We kept in the game. Unbelievably, how we did it, I don't know, but we did keep in the game. So unfortunately, Liverpool get the third goal. 3 minutes to go, the 87th minute, Diego Jota. Is typical, isn't it? Why is it always that a new debutant or a player that hasn't scored in his professional career always gets their first against Arsenal? It's typical. Absolutely typical. But even that was arguable, potential handball. I'm not saying this because we lost the game yesterday, and I generally thought it during the first half and obviously the second half, and sort of watching it back. I thought the referee performance was awful. Was it Craig Paulson was the referee? If I've got that right, drop in the comments below. I thought he was poor. Yeah, VAR must have had a night off, because to not be for it to not have been used for the Mane incident in the first half, and even for the Diego Jota third goal, because there was a potential handball there, is baffling. And I understand the criticism that the referees get in this country. VAR is a separate issue, but the fact that VAR wasn't used at all yesterday completely baffles me. So yeah, coming away from that game, it's tough because we've kept in it for so long, at 2-1, and we had that golden chance with Lacazette. You've got to be more ruthless. So yeah, like I said, I thought personally the first 3 games of the season we take 6 points out of 9, which we've done. I think the West Ham game and the Liverpool game has highlighted the same issues again in terms of the midfield. That it's not good enough. And I said, and I stick by what I said before the start of the season, if Arsenal do not readdress the midfield area going into a new season, we won't get top 4. Period. Facts. You can bring in whoever you want in terms of recruitment and defence. If you don't address that spine of that midfield, we're not going to get top 4. West Ham game proved it. And West Ham didn't exactly park the bus. West Ham should have won that game. Liverpool deserved to win yesterday. But our midfield is just, the imbalance there is just, it's plain to see. It's clear as day. And unfortunately, Arsenal are now in a position again as a football club. For us as Arsenal fans, we're going into another transfer window with only 7 to 10 days left. And we're still scratching around to get the right players in. It doesn't shock me anymore. And I don't put that solely on Edu and Mikel Arteta, because they haven't been in the club that long. But that's what happens when you have a systemic failing for 10 plus years in terms of recruitment and giving players contracts that they don't deserve and giving them too much money. And that's a result. It's been a kick in the arse for what we try and do in the future planning with this football club, because we're in a position where we can't get rid of players, or we're finding it very difficult to get rid of players, and we're finding it difficult to get players in. And again, it's another transfer window that's highlighted that. Am I confident we'll get the necessary business done in the next 7 days? No. I hope I'm proved wrong. 100% yes. Partey and our are key, but even if we got those 2 in, there's still other areas of the team that need to be addressed. Absolutely 100%. So yeah, we move. We have Liverpool again in the Carabao Cup. Wow, again. And then we welcome Sheffield United next in the Premier League. So yeah, guys, feel like it's been a while since I've done a video. You know the drill by now. Smash that like button, my fellow people. Subscribe to the channel. Share my content on the road to 200 subscribers. I'm on 147, I believe, at the moment. Drop your comments down below. Tell me what you thought about yesterday's game. Also, as well, quickly about Leno. I think you're seeing the difference in terms of him and Martinez in regards to how they command the box and bringing calmness to the defense. Which I get why a lot of people want to keep Martinez, but he's gone now. He's the Villa player now. He's doing very well. Leno again taking too long on the ball, putting us under pressure. Something he needs to work on. Something he definitely needs to work on. But yeah, guys, that's me, Albert JTV, over and out. Hashtag Liverpool 3, Arsenal 1. Hashtag we move.